Hi, I'm Dr. Joe Nemeth. I'm a periodontist in Southfield, Michigan. And today I want to talk about something called black hairy tongue. It could be green hairy tongue. It could be yellow hairy tongue. It could be white or brown hairy tongue. But the common term is black hairy tongue. It sounds like a pretty awful thing. Like, what is the mystery of the black hairy tongue? Well, black hairy tongue, as horrible and disgusting as it may sound, is really relatively harmless. And we see it when there's been an overgrowth, typically of fungus on the tongue, or a lack of healthy bacteria on the tongue. And that can be caused by any number of things. For instance, if you are taking antibiotics, sometimes those antibiotics will knock out the good bacteria that are necessary for balance on the tongue and allow an overgrowth of bad bacteria or fungus on the tongue. And really, what is black hairy tongue or any hairy tongue? There are small papillae called filiform papillae on the tongue. These papillae are typically 1 millimeter long. They're very, very short. But when you have black hairy tongue and the normal bacteria are suppressed, these papillae tend to get longer and longer and longer. And where they're normally barely visible, maybe 1 millimeter, they can be 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 10, 15 or more millimeters. They can be 3/4 of an inch long. And when those papillae get long, it looks like fur. It looks like a hairy tongue, and that hairy tongue picks up different pigments. It can pick up pigment from tobacco, from coffee, from tea, and just cells in the mouth. Dead cells accumulate on it, and very often it can have a black or very dark color, but depending on what pigments it's picked up, you could have a green hairy tongue. And I have Kayla with me, who is actually a model as well as an assistant, so I thought, as handsome as I am, you might want to see someone who's really beautiful. So here's Kayla with a couple of questions.
Dr. Nemeth, so many people have had this issue before. How do you get rid of the black hairy tongue?
As I said, you have to find out what's causing it. It can be caused by an antibiotic. It can be caused by a mouthwash. Certain strong mouthwashes, particularly if they have oxidizing agents or peroxide, even hydrogen peroxide, can kill those bacteria, especially using strong hydrogen peroxide. Alcohol can kill those bacteria. Smoking can kill those bacteria. Dry mouth can enable those fungus to proliferate. There are a number of things that can contribute to it, but those things usually can be modified. If it's smoking, obviously. If it's alcohol, obviously. Antibiotics, they'll run their course. Once you're done with them, that should subside. Also, antifungal agents can be used as a rinse, which can speed the recovery from the hairy tongue. But one of the common causes that I see a lot of are these strong mouthwashes that are killing the normal bacteria. So those strong mouthwashes have to be diluted, or they have to be substituted with something that's milder.
Dr. Nemeth, does the black hairy tongue cause pain or any type of odor?
Well, generally it's not painful, but patients will they'll feel like their tongue is furry. Well, it is furry. Can it cause bad breath? Well, yeah, bacteria, certain kinds of bacteria can get embedded in there and contribute to bad breath. So that is a possibility. We have a bad breath center here, and we've seen thousands of patients, and looking at tongue is a big part of our examination. Most of those patients do not have a hairy tongue, but they do have bad breath. So hairy tongue does not mean bad breath.
Dr. Nemeth, is it possible to scrape any of that off with a tongue scraper?
Well, I wouldn't want to use a tongue scraper until the source of the problem is eliminated. Once you've eliminated the source of the problem, usually it'll just go away by itself, or frequently it will. A tongue scraper, used gently, not too hard, may hasten getting rid of it, or brushing, gentle brushing with a soft brush. Brushing your tongue can do it. Sometimes, actually, if it doesn't go away, you can see a dentist or an oral surgeon and they can use a laser and actually trim away those long papilla and remove it that way. But that's kind of a last resort, and really very rarely has to be done.
Dr. Nemeth, is this contagious? Can you pass this to your partner or child?
It's not contagious, but my feeling is your partner is not going to be that thrilled to kiss you with your black hairy tongue. So, hey, you may have a black hairy tongue. It actually occurs, about 13% of the general population will have some sort of discoloration, variation of hairy tongue during their lifetime. So don't worry about it. It's not harmful. It happens. And it's going to go away. Just get rid of the source if you can determine it, and you usually be able to. But make sure your mouth is healthy, because if your mouth's not healthy, you're not going to be healthy. You just can't be. So we'd love to hear from you. Comments, questions, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and remember, a healthy mouth definitely will be a healthier body. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Thank you, and have a great day.
Restore your smile and your health. Visit drnemeth.com to schedule your appointment today.